Yeah, just came. I just had to go cop me something. I know I missed my bus. A bunch of bread. I had to get those. I'm gonna have to be home for a day, then right back to work. We don't play. I can't imagine myself not going back to work or not even working. Like, not just going to work, just doing something constructive. Hold up. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. I see a bad bitch coming through. What's the hold up? Man, you can't even escape this shit. It's a clear bag. I hate clear bags. Niggas, everybody and your mama can see what you bought. You can't even escape it. And I'm about to take a bus. But like, ooh, look at him. He bought this. He bought that. And they already know. So it's like, but I don't want them to think. I don't want them to know that I did know. So they alright. She ISM by herself for. I'm in LA. There's a lot of Spanish bitches out here. They be looking like everything. I ain't even gonna lie. In New York, you don't see that much flavor like that. I ain't see that Mexican flavor. It's like really a Mexican restaurants out here. What you want? The corn, the beans, the rice. There's all kinds of flavor. So basically, this is what I bought right here. A whole bunch of bread. Feel me? I was out here just talking. I'm like, you know what? I got up early today. Why not? Because the ones around my crib, I just don't like. Like, I'll buy the same thing. It's probably the same place. It's probably the same market. But I'm like, why not buy from here? I hate to buy something from somewhere and take it all the way down there. But these niggas be playing games and shit. I'm pretty sure they didn't expect me to be coming over there. So I just bought these. Making me something out of something. I don't eat meat. I don't eat chicken. I don't eat fish. So it's very hard for me to find a dish, especially when I don't cook in the kitchen right now, because we sharing kitchens with people and shit. I would have definitely bought me some. I miss eggs right now, because egg is my go-to dish. Now, if you can cook egg with anything, I would have got me some eggs, some rice, some vegetables, some pepper. Whew. And that's all I was eating when I was in New York City. They could tell you that. They'd be like, yeah, that is true. That's true. I hope they say that, because them niggas do be lying. But yeah, but I would have got me something like that. Got me some bread, feel me? Like I always do. Cook. It just requires you to eat a lot of those things, because you're not eating no meat. And I realized when I stopped eating meat, the only thing meat does for you is that it just make you full, but you still will be hungry. That's why you see fat people who are always eating. Somebody said something very profound, that how can a person that is that big be hungry? That's because they still starving and they keep eating, because the food has no nutrients in it. So it's not fulfilling them. So that's why they keep eating, they keep eating, they keep gaining weight. And people are like, why they, like, how much food do you need? They need a lot of food, because the food doesn't have any nutrients in it. So they have to eat that much just to gain something from it, for their body to feel satisfied, and their body would tell them to stop eating. But once I stopped eating meat, I realized that the only thing meat does for you, it just makes your stomach full, because it sits in there, it takes long for it to digest. Some of us, like myself, have a fast metabolism. So even if I eat meat, my body will break it down much, much faster. You feel me? It breaks it down very fast. Then I'm back to being hungry again. So I realized a nigga like me, don't waste your money on food. If a nigga like me, well, you got a fast metabolism, just eat what you can. You eat a big meal once a day. The rest of the day, just eat snacks like peanuts and fruits and everything else, bananas and all that shit like that. But at night, like before 7 o'clock, you eat the biggest meal. Like, you have a feast if you want to. But I usually just buy a bunch of bread. Fills me up. Bread fills you up the same way chicken will fill you up. You feel me? So it's the same thing. It's the same thing over and over and over and over. So I used to just eat the same food over and over. just cook the same thing. I never went outside to buy or order any food. They could tell you that. But when I came to Cali, it was different. I had to because I was staying in a hotel. There's no kitchen for no hotel unless you stay in one of those luxurious hotels, which I was considering. I was considering staying. What the fuck? I was considering. Hold on, let this shit pass. They always making noise. This shit is ridiculous. I was considering staying in one of those hotels with a kitchen and everything else, but that shit was expensive. So I was very, very grateful that I got a place where an apartment. So when they called me, I was so excited. But when I got there, I'm like, damn, we got a shared kitchen. That really blew minds. It's still blowing minds now. I need my own kitchen so I can be in the kitchen cooking, show you my resume and everything else like that. You can mix it up. You can remix it, but it's basically the same thing. But I wanted to show my talents a little bit with the cooking and everything else. The things that I taught myself, because most of the time, when my mom was cooking and everything else like that, I used to just watch her a little bit and learn and take a little pointers. But she be cooking meat and everything else like that, so I couldn't take those pointers, all of it, cause I don't cook or eat meat anymore. But I still took some pointers, like the graviness or the recipe and everything else that I needed. I still can't cut up like the way she be cutting up the onions and the vegetables and everything else like that. I still can't do that shit. I be doing my shit mad big, like. A woman, they be having talent, they be cutting up and they know how to fit in somewhere. I be wasting shit, cutting it big. She know how to preserve shit, so that's something like it's not just about cooking, it's about, learning the little things that a woman do too. They know how to, they be thinking like a week in advance when it comes to food. They know how to preserve it, cut this up, do this, do that. Men, you just be like, oh, it's just food. I'm talking about the average man. I'm not talking about the ones that are talented, that know how to cook and got their own restaurants and everything else. I'm talking about the average man like myself and others who just, what I mean, we know how to cook, but we not experts at it. I mean, we throw anything on that dish. But when I used to cook steak, chicken, and everything else like that, yeah, I used to grind, what do you call it? You can grind some garlic, no, some ginger. You can put a little bit of garlic in there too, pepper, and everything else like that. Tomatoes, grind it, and you make a sauce out of it. While the meat is soaking up and sitting down and everything else, you can choose to cook the meat. Oh, you can. When I used to cook steak, that's how I did it, basically. And I used to just cook it. Then from when I cooked it, I put it on a frying pan. Then I put the sauce on top of it to give it a little bit of flavor. But that's if you eat meat. I don't advise people to eat meat, but if you want to, you could. But make sure that you do it with like vegetables and everything else like that. Try to have balance in both of them. Keyword is balance for this year. I had to have balance in my mind and balance in my body. You feel me? And watch out for the vultures, cause they will eat you. Yeah, man. Nah, I ain't smoking right now. I don't feel like smoking. It's dark out here because the cloud. No, I mean the sun is not out right now. Usually it's a little sunnier than this. Yeah, it's usually just a little bit sunnier than this. But it's the winter time. The sun goes down a little faster than it's supposed to. This is the winter time for them. It's not New York City cold. New York City, I could not afford to be walking around here with just this jacket. I'll have to wear this jacket and throw on another coat and have a scarf and make sure that my ears is covered. It's fucking chilly out there. I know upstate Buffalo is much colder. You feel me? So I already know. So just having this weather right here is not bad at all. So as you can see, man, this is what I got right here. More of the same. Bread is my friend. I know people be trying to attack me with the bread and everything else, and I'm like, yo, this is just. I didn't want to buy too much because I hate. In New York City, I always had a book bag on. I had one book in there, the book that I read, and whatever I buy, I put it in the book bag, and I just keep moving. You feel me? But Oh shit, my head just relaxing. But yeah, this is how you do it basically. In New York, that's how I used to do it. I said, this is how you do it. This is how I used to do it. Just have a book bag on and throw everything in a book bag. It makes more sense for me to do that in Cali because they charge you for the bags out here. It's not part of the service. They ask you how many bags you want. If you say at first when I came out here, I'm like, oh yeah, give me two. Like, and they charge you. I mean, it's pennies on the dollar, but still, I'm like, god damn. I've never been used to. I've never been used to that before. Getting charged like that. Like, I'm like, yo, you charge me for a bag, nigga? Like, ain't you? It should be part of the service. You feel me? That's just how I see it. I'm like, yo, it should be part of the service. Like, my nigga, you charging me for a whole bag out here. Like, you providing the products. What else am I supposed to put it in? But Californians, they bring their own bag sometimes, or sometimes they all got a car, so it's convenient for them to just put it into, just take the shopping cart out, or just get one bag and put it in there. If I was in New York City, I always tell them, yeah, give me one bag, because I'm very mindful of the environment, so I try not to use too much plastic bags or anything else like that. Feel me? I still gotta be on 50, because not 50, more like 100, because people be watching, you feel me? Niggas be just stopping in the middle. They terrible out here, honestly, with the acting and shit. You feel me? A lot in New York City, it was a little more slicker. You know what I mean? It's a little more slicker, you know what I mean? You don't know who's who in New York City, so it's like, niggas, we grew a whole portion of being, oh shit. Yeah, that's a fact. More than likely, I got attacked already. We grew a whole skin when it came to being slick, my nigga. I ain't gonna lie. You had to read a nigga. You have to read a nigga's soul type shit like that. Yeah, you have to be able to read a nigga come in and be like, yo, you gotta read a nigga's spirit, energy. That's something that, if you're from New York City, that's something that you will gain. That's great to gain that. Like, you have to read a nigga, be like, yeah, like, cause there's so many things that goes on there, and it's like, you don't know who's who. But out here, Cali is more like, they're a little more chill. I gotta do a video on the difference between the two. They got a chill vibe. Like, I guess it comes with the weather and everything else like that. Like, New York City, people just be rushing. Like, even when you in Manhattan, the sidewalk is full of people. Sometimes we create our own sidewalk by walking on the streets and shit like that. You see people just walking on the street trying to get somewhere. You got tourists and everything else. So we always on a fast moving pace. And when you come in the hood, you like this, just watching. You even talking to your mans like, yo, it's good, but you still like, you know what I mean? Like, you still on point. Like, you gotta be on point, because you never know, you dig? So, but Cali could be the same way too. I mean, I guess same parts, but when it comes to these parts right here, from the parts that I've visited, I've been like 3 different places in Cali, and they very chill. Like, these niggas is very chill, very chill. Hold on, I gotta put the lights on. Shit, this shit is like 5% already. This is ridiculous, man. Somebody's killing my battery. Yeah, you see Cali niggas just be like, the shit that you see with Snoop Dogg and them Snoop Dogg, like, that's how they are. They very chill, calm, very calm. When something do happen, of course they right on point with it, but them niggas is mad chill with it. In New York City, now we more on that rowdy type of shit like that, and we also chill, but at the same time, we always on guard. Cali's on guard, but you don't see it that much. You feel me? And they were quick to snap on you and shit like that. But they're a little more chick. I guess it comes with the weather and everything else. You feel me? But that's just the difference between the two so far. And I got to adapt between the difference. I have to not be so, because I'm a very aggressive person from my environment where I'm from in New York. So out here, you can't be that aggressive because they're looking at you as, yo, you gotta be calm because it's like it's almost like disrespectful to them. It's like somebody, if an Uber driver called me from Cali, I'd be like, yeah, yo, where you at? Like, man, I've been waiting so long, man, da da da. And I'm talking very aggressive. In Cali, you can't, you gotta be respectful and some. You gotta speak their language too. Hey, how you doing? I'm waiting for you. You gotta be chill and everything else like that. In New York, we just, I mean, be aggressive, very, very aggressive. Like, yo, what's up, man? Like, what's up? Like, I've been out here all day, man. I can't be doing like that. Like, I be talking to them like that, and then they be like, what the fuck? Then when we start talking, they be like, oh, you from New York? Then I'll be like, yeah, I'm from New York. Then they be like, oh, okay, okay, okay. It's like, oh, all right. Then I spoke to one of the cab drivers one day, and he was explaining to me. He's like, oh, that's why you was talking so aggressive. I was like, he said, I almost canceled your ride because I thought you were just being rude to me. I'm like, no, that's how I talk. Like, I just got aggressive nature. Like, that's how I talk. Like, although I look calm and everything else like that, but when I start talking, I'm like, what's up? Like, you feel me? How you doing? Like, Cali different. They chill. Like, their demeanor is chill a little bit. I mean, I see a few people walking fast, but in New York, nah, niggas be moving fast. Like rushing nowhere. Some of them rushing nowhere. Some just came out of work and do not want to be with the crowd. And the tourists just be standing there, be amazed by all the tall buildings. So they be blocking the sidewalk. They would just stop in the middle. Like everybody's walking. We all walking. It's like a crowd walking. Then they just stop. Be like, oh my. And they just start taking out their picture and start. They be taking pictures of us, and I'm like, God damn, nigga, we are not. You don't do that, my nigga. Stop. Don't do that. Don't do that. But it's like there's so many mixture, there's so many blends in New York City. There's so many cultures. It's a lot going on in that place. I ain't even gonna lie to you. There's a lot. But in Cali, it's like when I came to Cali, it was more like either you see a lot of whites, or you see a lot of blacks, or you see a lot of Spanish. It's not like as diverse as when you go to New York City. You can just see it. It'd be like, damn, you see this, you see that, you see this, you see that. Or one block, you can have a Caribbean restaurant, you can have a Chinese restaurant, you can have a Jamaican restaurant. Nah, Cali's not that. Like, it's not that at all. Cali, I went to CVS. They got a whole liquor section. I mean, every store that you go in here, you're gonna have there's a liquor section in the store. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. In New York, you have a store that sells nothing but liquor. Straight liquor, straight. But out here, nigga, you couldn't even miss a beat. You could go anywhere. I told you, if I went to CVS and there was liquor in there, I'm like, what? They got a section, they got a row. Liquor. I went to a regular store. They got a whole section liquor. I'm like, oh shit, this is different. We can't complain about liquor being every corner for us no more, cause these niggas got it in every store. So it's just the difference that I just gotta get used to. That's all. You feel me? You feel me? Yeah. I hate the fact that I had to go by this. Now I gotta wait on my bus. And the way I be blacking out, I don't want these niggas. And this shit is clear as fuck. So it's like, they can see everything in this bitch. And I missed my bus already. It seems like the bus that I missed it didn't have a lot of, it wasn't going to be a lot of people in there, but it was taking too long. So I'm like, fuck it. You going to be off tomorrow. What are you going to do? You going to order out? That's gonna cost you. You on a budget. You on a tight budget. I'm talking to myself now. I'm on a tight budget, my nigga. So tight, I gotta pull out some money just to. The money ain't gonna come until probably on my birthday, and that's like in 2 weeks. Happy birthday to myself, by the way. You feel me? So, Capo status. Shout out to all my Capricorns out there. Shout out to LeBron James. LeBron James' birthday just passed by. Shout out to LeBron. Feel me? Happy birthday to Vicky Dillon. Happy birthday to you. I think happy birthday to I think Michael Jordan birthday is. I think Michael Jordan's a Capricorn. Shout out to Tyrese, another Capricorn. You know, Capo Statics, man. Y'all know. When I say Capo Statics, please do not associate that with any gang, because I'm not affiliated with any kind of gang. I'm talking about Capricorns. You feel me? Because people just be thinking I'm talking gang, and I'm like, what? I be always confused, and my cousin and my brother always got to put me on. Nah, like this is this and this is that. I be like, oh, because I'm like, what? Like, when I first came out here, I had to deal with a lot of those. I used to want to wear flags, and niggas was acting like I couldn't wear. I'm like, yo, this place. It's part of the outfit. So that's. Oh shit. I holla.